Nintendo is a gaming powerhouse and has been around quite a long time. I myself have appreciated their video games that they've made over the years. Going back, some of my happy memories of my childhood are going to the arcades and playing the original Donkey Kong. That was a long time ago. They've evolved quite a bit over the years. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that I think Nintendo needs to improve upon. The Nintendo Switch has been a huge success. It's going to probably surpass the Wii in sales, and who knows how many millions of consoles it's going to end up selling. But, with all that success Nintendo has had with their current hybrid handheld console, there are several things that they can improve upon. And in today's video, I'm going to pick 5 things I really would like them to work on. And there might be a 6th one that's kind of a minor complaint. And so this is not a bash session. I don't hate Nintendo. I want success for them. But there's some things that they do that make me scratch my head saying, as a consumer, I'm just like, gosh, I really wonder why they made that decision or went with that direction. All right, here we go. First and foremost, I miss the Virtual Console. I loved that feature on the Wii, the Wii U, and the 3DS. I bought several classic video games, and I know they haven't done that with the Switch. There's people that keep on waiting. Are they going to bring this service back? I don't think they are. Who knows? They went with a different direction with the Nintendo Online service. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But really, the Virtual Console was an amazing feature that allowed people to individually purchase legally Nintendo's backlog, among other consoles as well. There were several other devices that were offered on their Sega Genesis TurboGrafx 16, but this service needs to return. When they discontinued it, it was my thoughts that they were going to make a service better and provide that for people that wanted to buy digital copies of Nintendo's backlog, and it just hasn't happened. I keep waiting. When is Game Boy Advance going to be available? When are GameCube games going to be available? N64, and it's just perplexing that you still can't buy some of their iconic games that they've made over the years. There's so many people that want to purchase those games legally, and I just shake my head. It's like, it's just kind of a no-brainer to me to offer those on the Switch. All right, moving forward, I know that Nintendo has focused the Switch on a gaming handheld, but however, I think it's time to now offer additional media apps such as Netflix and Disney Plus, just to name a few. Nintendo's coming out with a new Switch OLED with a sharper screen. It's going to look great on the go. This would be a great opportunity to expand and offer some things that might look great on that new 7-inch screen. Netflix and Disney Plus are definitely top of that list. For me, I think the Switch offers quite a bit, but it could offer even more. And I just think it's silly not offering those. I know the counterpoint to this is that, well, you can get those on everything else. Well, if they're on everything else, they should be on the Switch too, but they're not. And I just think it's a silly oversight not to include those in 2021 on a device, especially a device that is supposed to be kind of a hybrid. It should offer those. Anyways, I could go on and on about that. Yet another thing that they should bring back is Nintendo Selects. And so, one of the complaints people have about Nintendo pricing is that they typically offer older games at full price for way too long. In the past, they had Nintendo Selects, and I know that was an affordable way of taking games and offering them at a reduced price in physical form as well. And, I think that this is something that they should consider. For the games that keep selling, I understand why they don't want to reduce the price. But there might be other games out there that may have fallen off on sales that they could reintroduce to the public at a lower price point, and I think it would go over well. Especially during the holiday season, this might be a great opportunity for them to offer some older software at a reduced price. People might, on the impulse, pick these up, especially to put under a tree for the holidays for gifts and whatnot. And so I think that's I've always been a fan of greatest hit series. I've covered a lot of greatest hits on my channel, and I do think Nintendo needs to bring back the Nintendo Selects. Who knows? All right, a big one, and this is a big one for many people, and kind of an Achilles heel of Nintendo lately, and it's been their online service. Now, I think if you were to ask several people what they think of the Nintendo Switch online service, functional, bare bones, yes, it's cheap, but it doesn't offer some of the many modern features that other devices offer. And, you know, it ties into kind of what they went away from the Virtual Console. Now they offer a multitude of Nintendo and Super Nintendo games online as part of this feature. I think it's very limited. I know some people have complained about connection issues and even finding matches on games such as Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Those are just to name a few. Splatoon 2, a service that I tried, you know, and I know it's improved a little bit over time, but when I did check it out, it was pretty terrible. And so the online service for Nintendo and their current console isn't great whatsoever, and I think they know that. They're offering something, and for some people it might be okay. You know, the new OLED model that's coming out it does have a wired dock, and the dock has a wired connection port, and so that's going to address some of it, but there's some overall issues with their network code. Now, they may not be able to do anything with the current Switch generation, but maybe looking forward, hopefully they can fix that, as it leaves a lot to be desired. Another thing that they need to address is hardware revision. There was a lot of rumors about the Switch Pro, and they went on for a long time. There's a lot of people building up the hype. It's going to be 4K, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And then Nintendo announced their hardware, and they did market it as an upgrade. It's going to be sold beside the original Switch model and the Switch Lite. It's considered the deluxe or whatever, you know, you want to call it. But it's $350, and it's just a minor upgrade to the original Switch. It's really just a better dock. It has a wired connection dock. You can buy the dock separately. It has a bigger 7-inch screen with the same internals. In my opinion, they should have marketed that as a replacement, not as an upgrade. I think there would be way less complaints if they were saying, hey, this holiday, we're going to discontinue our original Switch run, and this is going to be the new Switch. Instead, they marketed it as a plus, charged additional $50, and I think it disappoints people, because I think people wanted more out of an upgrade. You know, to me, it's a very low-level upgrade. Nintendo's kind of known for this, and they've done this for a while, and I think it frustrates people. So those are my 5 big things that I think Nintendo needs to improve upon. There is a 6th one, and something I talked to my son about. My son is a huge Animal Crossing fan. Do you know that Animal Crossing is the 2nd best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch? I didn't know that. 30 plus million, like 32 million copies. Anyways, that's nuts. My son plays it quite a bit. And one thing that he talked about, and he's played the previous versions of Animal Crossing, especially the 3DS Animal Crossing. And his big thing that he was talking to me about was the updates. The updates are lacking for Animal Crossing. Now, I know there's going to be a summer update coming out very soon, but the last one was lackluster. And the biggest complaints I hear from players and fans of Animal Crossing is that Animal Crossing on the Switch takes a backseat to the mobile version that you can play on phones. And so there's way less furniture options, there's way less updates, and people get frustrated with that. You know, as being the 2nd biggest selling game on the Nintendo Switch, you would think the Nintendo would have more updates for all those people so that it can appeal to them so they continue to play the game. Even paid content being offered, I think, would be fine. I think there'd be several people out there who would be happy to pay for content to be offered on Animal Crossing versus kind of the bare bones updates that they've been doing for the last year. So these are the things I would want Nintendo to work on. What are yours? What are your big things that you would want Nintendo to improve upon? You know, the Switch is going to continue to sell. People are going to continue to buy it and buy Nintendo products, including myself. But, you know, why have something good when it can be great? And it just seems like sometimes they just kind of miss the mark on things, but overall they're super successful. They know what they're doing, and hopefully they probably already know these things on this list and are working to improve upon them. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for continuing to tune into my channel, having a lot of fun. This video is one of many that I've been uploading. Upload every week. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and click the bell as I'm uploading every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Please keep it positive. This is the Immortal Johnny Hancock, and you have a great day.